Fezzy Bell, what do we say after a game like that?
Are you not entertained?
And that was a wild one, folks. We had scrums, we had trash talk, we had big shots made by Brandin Podziemski and Fred VanVleet, but the Warriors outlasted the Rockets 109-106 to take a commanding 3-1 series lead. And in the best of seven, the winner, the team that has a 3-1 lead wins the series 95% of the time. So the Warriors will look to close out the Rockets Wednesday night.
Vontae, that was a game. That's a playoff game right there. A lot on the line for both teams. For the Warriors, trying to maintain home court advantage. And for the Houston Rockets, you do not want to go back to Houston down 3-1. And so you got their best punch. The Houston Rockets shot their best offensive numbers for the series. 50% from the field, 50% from three, and this was all game long until the last 2 minutes of the game. I love that from Draymond right there because this game was won in the margins. And when it comes down to it, you have Draymond Green one-on-one with Alperen Şengün. You have Fred VanVleet for the shot. It comes down to experience and being in this position. The Warriors feel very comfortable, and it's very, very good to see Jimmy Butler back in the lineup.
But let's pick up the crunch time tape at the 3:30 mark of the fourth quarter. This was back and forth. Nip and tuck as the Rockets just would not go away. Up 2 right now. And this was a tough shot by Buddy Hield. A 3 to give the Warriors a lead. This was part of a 7-0 run, Mully.
Not only a tough shot, a huge shot. Step back off the dribble over Şengün.
You see Pods with the block right there on Fred VanVleet. How about Pods?
I mean, amazing defense to be able to not give up on the play and block from behind. Huge.
This was huge. But Jimmy Butler down the stretch, he gives such a calm to this Warriors team offensively and defensively.
But Fred VanVleet, he was 6 of 29 in the first 3 games from the 3-point line in the series tonight. 8 of 12 from the perimeter with 25 points. But Jimmy Butler, tough foul right there. Dylan Brooks just cannot do that. And Jimmy Butler, as he's limping away, would go to the free throw line for 3 shots and nail all 3 free throws.
This is where experience comes in, Bonte. This is the end of the game. You can't have this type of foul. It was physical all night long, but right there, tough foul for the Houston Rockets.
Şengün, he was balling as well. 21 of his 31 points for the Houston Rockets coming in the second half. But the Warriors up 1 here, 107-106. Steph trying to give the Warriors a 3-point lead, but the Rockets a rebound. And this was a fortunate break for the Warriors right here. VanVleet has stumbled over, so Ime Udoka calls a timeout to set up a play. 13 seconds left, Bully. What do you see here in the final possession?
Well, I thought, first of all, Draymond didn't let Şengün get deep in the paint, kept them out past the dotted lines. And unlike Dylan Brooks, contested without fouling, Jimmy Butler cleared the rebound.
No doubt. He's yelling, that's my rebound. But Fred VanVleet with a look.
I don't get this. So why don't you foul here? Why don't you foul and let him shoot 2 free throws and get the ball back if you're the Warriors?
Foul right there, maybe at half court.
It's tough right here because he gets, I mean, it's a tough look, but it's a look that it could have been one of those shots that sends you to overtime. Tough.
It was online.
Great job by the Warriors.
VanVleet was 8 for 13, 8 for 12 from 3, and he made 1 technical foul shot. So all he did all night was bomb 3.
And not on me, baby. Not for the game.
You come at the court 1, 2, 3 dribbles, you got to lock them up. But you know what? It worked out. Warriors up 3-1. Commanding lead. We know when a team goes up 3-1, they win 95% of those series.
Jimmy Butler was back in the lineup at the missing game number 3 with the pelvic contusion there. And he was laboring in the first half. We were looking at him, just 4 points. Wasn't active offensively, was struggling defensively. But he saved his best for last, Fezzy. 23 of his 27 coming in the final 2 quarters. 7 of 12 from the floor. 12 of 12 from the free throw line. Dropped 6 dimes, grabbed 5 rebounds, even had a block shot.
I've never seen a player go in and out of the lineup like Jimmy Butler and be able to come and be as effective as he is. He came in 12 for 12 from the free throw line. Big free throws all the way to the end of the game. And every shot just seemed like a big haymaker against the Houston Rockets tonight. Jimmy Butler was huge. Offensively, he was incredible. Those points in the paint were huge for the Warriors because they were getting killed in the paint. The Warriors only scored 28 points in the paint. A lot of those from Jimmy Butler. His ability to incorporate other guys on the floor. This is why Brandin Podziemski gets going. Buddy Hield, a lot of those assists early from Jimmy Butler, and those guys are really one of the reasons why the Warriors won the game tonight.
Let's bring up the Pods tape here because he had a playoff career high 26 points, and he's not afraid of the moment. When the lights get bright, he rises with the best of them. 6 of 11 from the 3-point line. Zena, I think people forget this is his first ever playoff series in his NBA career. And he looks like a 5-year vet, especially tonight.
The thing is, if you looked at Pods' tape from the first quarter, particularly the way that pesky defense, Fred VanVleet was slathered on him on defense. Pods cleaned it up. He had 2 early turnovers, and then after that, it was like, hold on, I'm with the big boys. Let me rock the way I know how to rock. As he said, I'm built for this. And you saw him consistently get to his spots. Pods moving as the ball was moving across the floor. You saw him kind of channel that Steph energy when it comes to off-ball movement.
All right, let's take a look at the team stat comparison to the Rockets. They're going to be pretty ticked off about this one. They shoot 49% from the floor, 48% for the three-point line. They out-rebound the Warriors. You see the points in the paint. They were plus 20 in that department. But look at the bottom stat there, ladies and gentlemen. 19 to 31 from the free throw line. The Warriors 20 of 22. And that could be the difference there. You got to work on your free throws, right, Baron? Come on now.
Absolutely. Free throws win games.
Absolutely. Welcome back to Toyota Warriors Postgame Live here at the Gatehouse at Thrive City after the Warriors win Game 4 to take a commanding 3-1 series lead. We have former Warrior. They still love you, BD. You do a podcast with Draymond Green.
I do.
You guys discuss it.
We got numbers.
And every little scrum has a podcast partner involved in it, BD. You haven't mentioned in the first half. Why is every review involving number 23? But these two teams obviously don't like each other. Break it down here. Both teams want the smoke right now.
You know what? You got Dylan Brooks, who's I would say he patterns his aura and his energy after Draymond Green. Obviously, you got Draymond. Draymond is crazy, man. I'm on the podcast with him every day, and I'm trying to talk him down. Remember, like, Draymond is like Steven Jackson, man. It's just, you got to call and check in with him just to make sure. Hey, man, you having a good day? But what's not going to happen is the Warriors are not going to get punked by any team in this league. Mm-hmm. And when Draymond Green shows up, if there's any scrum, if there's any skirmish, if there's any pushing, Draymond Green is in the middle of it as an enforcer and also as the initiator. And I think it's playing a trick on Houston. And if I was coaching the Houston Rockets, I would tell him, man, you cannot allow a veteran guy that you're quicker than, faster than, more athletic and ground you. And that's what Draymond has been doing. He's been stellar at that.
Look at our brother from another mother, Darrell, right? What up, D, right? He actually never worked for Dylan Brooks versus the Warriors. He didn't have no success in 2022 with the Grizzlies, and he's not having success so far in this series, BD.
If you were in this game, what would be your mentality as you go through this physicality?
Protect Steph. I mean, you know, it's hit or be hit in the playoffs, right? And, you know, I like seeing Steph drive to the basket more, Mully, right? Because everybody wants to double team. They're afraid of his 3-pointers. And I think as we move into this series, try to close out, but into the next round, Steph got to play more mid-range. Steph got to get to the hole because they are following. They're going to try and beat him up. They're going to try and bully him. You might as well make them pay. And, Mully, you know that.
Well, Baron, you were one of the greatest point guards ever to play here with the Warriors, one of the greatest point guards of your generation. Talk about Steph. We talk about a lot of players. Steph Curry coming into tonight in this series, averaging 29 per game, 54 from the field, 45 from the three, 93 from the free throw line.
Coach, interested to know your thoughts on Brandin Podziemski going on a tear tonight to kind of keep you guys in it. And, of course, Jimmy Butler waking up at the end and really solidifying some baskets that you needed.
Both guys were amazing. Brandon's big time, second-year player, but plays like a 10th-year guy. I mean, he's just got so much poise and confidence, and he was obviously a key to everything. And then Jimmy getting to the line 12 times. Really carried us, especially in that fourth quarter. It was just an incredible performance by our guys against a great team that gave us everything we could handle tonight. So it's a big-time win.
A little specifically on Jimmy, he definitely looked like he was not 100%, at times limping even out there. Did you notice that, and what do you think he went through? And you played him 40 minutes, you just couldn't resist. You just had to have him on the court.
Yeah, we had to have him. I mean, if this were the regular season, he'd probably miss another week or two. But it's the playoffs, and he's Jimmy Butler. So this is what he does. The rebound at the end was just incredible. The elevation, the force, then of course knocking down the free throws to clinch it. Jimmy was just amazing.
What was going through your head when you saw that the final defensive stop unfold with Şengün versus Draymond and then the Jimmy rebound?
What was going through my head was call a timeout, either way, made or miss. We wanted to get the timeout so we'd get Steph back in. I just thought, Dre played phenomenal defense with 5 fouls, most of the fourth quarter he's out there. And so he did a brilliant job, and we were able to get Şengün forced out a little bit further than he'd been for most of the fourth, so it made it a tougher shot. And then, as I said, Jimmy made an amazing rebound.
And I know you don't like to use the word solved, but to take a 3-1 lead with everything they've thrown at you guys, do you feel like you have, all the answers at this point?
No, we don't have any answers. Every game's different. Tonight they just hammered us with Adams, 26 minutes. I bet that's a season high for him. I don't know, but Raymond would know if he actually did his job as PR director. But yes, correct? Okay, thank you. Stepping into playoff mode? Playoff Raymond? But no, I just think every game's different, and they made big adjustments tonight, playing that double big lineup more, playing Green less. But next game could be entirely different as well. So all these things unfold differently each game, and you have to adapt and adjust while it's going on.
Not to kind of over-dramatize that rebound that you're talking about, but how difficult is that come baseline? I think it was Adams that he had to leap over. What type of play is that?
Just looked like he was coming in slow motion, and just the elevation. I mean, he was looked to me like he was just head and shoulders above everybody, and that's a massive team they have out there. So, that's kind of. What makes Jimmy who he is he just does so many things. He makes so many big plays, and that was, he gets fouled by Brooks in the corner on the push, makes the 3 free throws, gets the stop, makes 2 more free throws. He's playoff Jimmy for a reason.
Steve, you talked.
All right, coming up on the other side, we'll hear from Draymond Green. We'll hear from Buddy Hield, and then we'll discuss Stephen Curry as he won the Teammate of the Year award. All that coming up here on Toyota Warriors Postgame Live. More accolades for Stephen Curry as he was named the Twyman Stokes Teammate of the Year. Selflessness on and off the floor, mentor. Of course, there's nobody better than Steph when it comes to that. And he was laughing. Actually, in this video, players were guessing, is it Looney? Is it GP2? Is it Buddy? But there's a lot of great candidates on this roster, but Steph Curry wins the award. Mike Conley Jr., 2-time winner, of course, there. But Stephen Curry's teammate, Buddy Hield, how about him? He gets his first career playoff start tonight. And roll the Buddy Hield tape because he's been playing on both ends of the floor so far in this series, Bully. It's good to see for Buddy Hield as he's one of the 3-point shooters on this roster. Quinten Post, Steph, of course, and then there's Buddy.
And Buddy's a career 40% shooter. You get him shots, he's going to knock them down. But more importantly, Bonte, driving to the basket, as you mentioned, playing great defense, coming up with a few steals. And I give Steve Kerr credit. I mean, the easy thing would have been to go back to Moody. Yep. That starting line was 18-3. They felt an offensive punch from Buddy Hield would help, and he did a great job tonight.
And being able to be active on defense, got 2 huge steals, and particularly in the second half, that kind of held the momentum for the Warriors. I appreciate Buddy Hield's adjustment to his game. You know he's a catch-and-shoot guy. You know he's capable of hitting those outside shots, but what did you see him doing tonight? Running to the basket, cutting as the ball was driving, finding ways to get available for his teammates and find some new shots for him to knock down.
Well, he stopped by with KB for a little one-on-one.
All right, Buddy, let's go back to the final play of the game. Tell me about Draymond's defense on Şengün.
He's waiting an opportunity all evening. He was in foul trouble. He's battling all day. He's our anchor. He's our closer. He's probably one of the best defensive players that ever played this game. We just follow him, and he got Şengün, and he came through when we needed him the most, and he got to stop. And that's what he do, and that's why he's a champion, and that's why he's going to be a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, heading into halftime, Draymond had a flagrant foul, a technical foul, and 4 personals. How did he stay in this game?
I don't know. I thought he was be ejected. And God favors us. Thank God for that. All the glory to him. We still one more to finish this, close this out, and keep building.
And on that final play, Jimmy Butler had a massive rebound, then a free throw. Tell me about Jimmy's return.
Just a winner, just a winner. He competes, he knows that he needs to put his mark on his game, and not with him making that one play, but him making the free throws before that, then close on the free throws. Man, that shows how special he is.
And for you, your first playoff start, man, how was it? This was a two-way game for you too. A couple steals here. How did that feel to get the start?
I thought about it, I was the one making shots, just like once I set the tone defensively and bring the intensity, and show those guys that I belong to be out there with them, and just compete and just try to win the game. It's all that matters. Try to compete and win the game. We found the rhythm and we got that.
Thank you very much.
All right, time now for the Man City Sleep World Highlight Zone, and we have plenty to choose from tonight in Game 4 as the Warriors take a 3-1 series lead. Play number 3, round it back, Buddy Hield to Brandin Podziemski. Ooh, that was silky smooth.
That was a great play drawn up by Steve Kerr there. Run to perfection.
Did Steve break a clipboard?
What a attack, though.
Y'all see Aaron Holiday on the bench just go, oh, my God.
We're in trouble now.
Oh, no, right.
Play number 2, Jimmy. Draymond, the Jimmy, the Pod.
N1.
And he gets the N1 right there. Jalen Green. Ime Udoka had a quick hook on Jalen Green. He yanked him 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the third quarter. 3 minutes and 11 seconds into the third quarter. Didn't play much in the fourth. Jalen Green, a rough night as Paz gets the N1 there.
And he had to respect that because Paz is shooting incredible for the three-point line. So then you jump up on him and he drives by you.
And then play number 1, the final possession, or second to final possession. Şengün one-on-one with Draymond Green.
Do you understand that I am the Hustle of the Year award winner, Draymond Green? How do you go to me for the end of the game? Nah, not in my house.
Baron Davis mentioned it. Physically keeping him out of by the dotted lines, almost by the free throw line, shoots a jump hook. And then, the IQ to not foul. Contest without fouling, Zena.
All night, Alperen Şengün was finding the ball right around that restricted area. And if he wasn't, he was utilizing 5, 6 dribbles to back down his defender. Good job on Draymond Green to not even allow him to have that angle. Straight up defense, one-on-one, kept him outside of his desirable area. And oof.
But let's hear from Draymond Green, who had the game-winning stop there in game number 4.
Draymond, interested to know, when you went back in with those 5 fouls late in the game and they needed you on the floor, what was kind of going through your mind? What got you mentally there so that you could stay out there as long as you did?
Just not pick up a cheap one. But, I'm never going to be one of the guys that just because you got fouls, you don't defend. I feel very confident in my defensive ability to defend without fouling. And so I'm going to contest at the rim. But in that situation, you just got to make sure your fundamentals are clean. And so that's what I try to do. If I'm going to go vertical with A-man at the rim, or if I'm going to guard Şengün at the post, I just try to make sure that my fundamentals are there, But, yeah, I can't be a guy for this team just because I got fouls, I lay off. I'm our defensive anchor. You got to be that. And if I foul out, I just foul out. I'm better served. I can better serve this team just playing. And if I foul out, I'm gone, then staying out there and just giving up baskets.
What did you see on that last play against Şengün?
He likes the ISO right in the middle of the paint. So he started coming downhill. I gave a little ground. And Stack always tells us it's a time that you have to get serious. He says it's time to get, and you just try to pick that point, I want to pick it too early where, he's facing me, and now I pick up a cheap one, so just try to find that sweet spot and where to get serious, as Stack says, and thought I found a good spot. He took a deep jump hook.
You said sometime, I think it was a couple days ago after last game, about your technicals and how you sometimes strategically use them.
Yeah, I got a technical tonight, and there was guys way more aggressive than me. So, that's crazy.
Well, what happened overall in that second? I think it was the second quarter from the technical, and then
they were trying to muddy the game up, but it's fine. We kept it pushing.
More coming up here on Toyota Warriors postgame live. Shout out to laugh here. We're going to hear from QP Quinten Post. See him fired up there, the rookie. Playing some good basketball for the Dubs. Quinten Post. Wow. Quinten Post. Let's talk about him. Quinten Post. 13 points. I had to catch myself. See, you're messy. You're messy. I got it in there. All right, Quinten Post, man. He was letting it fly today, especially in that first half. Played 19 minutes and 42 seconds, 13 points, 4 of 11. What you see from the big fella, Fezzi?
QP is going to fight. He comes into the game and he's starting to hit shots now. I think that QP is going to have a big game going to Houston. He's starting to get comfortable. He's a rookie. So this is his first time getting this playoff action. He's going against Steven Adams. I can't wait to see the adjustment he makes next game, but he did a great job tonight. Rebounding, hitting some threes. His improvements are showing, and the bench is having more productivity because of QP.
With KB for a little one-on-one.
This was a wild finish. What did you observe on that final play when Draymond got the stop on Şengün and Jimmy pulled down that rebound?
I mean, that's just what they do. I mean, Jimmy is a high flyer. Draymond is a defensive stopper. And, I mean, man, he wanted that possession, and he got it. And, man, he just got to stop. It's so big time.
The Rockets were desperate. You guys knew this was going to be chippy. Lots of whistles, lots of stoppages. How did you withstand that?
I mean, we matched their physicality. We started the game great. They came back, and like we talked about right now, game plan is like whatever. It's just about who wants it more, and we showed great resilience.
Sometimes the Rockets have 3 bigs on the floor. What does that mean for you and everybody else to try to play defense and score on that?
We just got to battle. Like, we definitely, we can still do a better job. They're tough on the glass, obviously, and we just got to match it. Like, that's just how they play. That's their strengths, and we got to play to our strength and match the physicality.
A simple question, but a lot of emotion. What does a 3-1 lead in this series mean to you guys?
I don't know. It's probably pretty good right now. I mean, hopefully we make it 4-1 in Houston, and then we'll be pretty happy.
Thank you, Quinten.
The Warriors have an opportunity to close out the Houston Rockets, 3:30 p.m. Our pregame show will start right here in NBC Sports Bay Area with tip-off, an early tip down in H-Town, 4:30 p.m. tip-off. So you want to get off work a little early and get locked and loaded as the Warriors will go back on the road for game number 5 with a commanding 3-1 lead. And who helped them win game number 4? It was Brandin Podziemski with a playoff career high 26 points.
Pods, Coach Kerr said you are a 2-year player that plays like a 10-year player because of the poise that you show out there, and you showed that poise tonight, obviously having a big game. How big was it for you to have that big game, knowing that you had a few struggling early on?
I think it was big just because we won the game. I seen some stat on ESPN today of the leading scorer in the series was Steph, and then a bunch of Rockets, and then Jimmy, who's only played 1 game. And so just try to do my best to help him out and end up getting the win, and that's all we really wanted tonight.
Given everything that they threw at you tonight and in the series, how important was it to stay composed as a team throughout the game?
I think it was very important. As the series has gone on, they've tried a bunch of different things with their defense. And so I think having high IQ players on our side, being able to recognize that kind of thing and make adjustments throughout the game, within the game, has been huge. I think our coaching staff's done a good job in-game adjustment-wise. Obviously, the starting lineup with Buddy kind of put Şengün on me, which is fine with me. And so they made an adjustment by playing Adams and going zone most of the night. And that's how you saw me and Buddy get a lot of our threes.
Brandin, Draymond just said that Jimmy basically couldn't move for 3 quarters, and then in the 4th, he found a way to move. What kind of effort did you see, the gutsy nature and the lift he gave you guys tonight?
That's what he's been doing for a long time. Here, Miami, wherever he's been, is playoff Jimmy. Just to see him, do everything in his power the last couple of days to get back to this point, and just trying to be out there for Game 4, even though we won Game 3 without him, just to see his perseverance and do all the things he was required to do to get back. You can see that he wants to win. He's a winner.
You guys started the
Brandin Podziemski played like a winner today, no doubt about that. His first career playoff series, 26 big ones for him.
Plus 9 field goal attempts, plus 18 for the three-point line. I thought they did a much better job. 17 points off turnovers in the first half, just 3 in the second half. So taking care of the basketball. Look, they've taken They've taken total control of the series. Now it's time to end it. You do not want to play an extra game for obvious reasons.
No doubt about that. Jimmy Butler, 23 of his 27 in the second half. The Warriors outlast their Rockets, but we'll have more coverage with Dubs Talk Live next here at NBC Sports Bay Area.